most of you are getting settled with your meals, I'd like to draw your attention to a world that surrounds us every week, and yet how familiar are we with it? We're calling this part of our celebration, Who Are the People in Our Neighborhood? For 114 years, God has rooted Baptist Temple in the southeast side of San Antonio. The work happening on this campus today reflects the lives, families, neighborhoods that surround us. Throughout the week, the Baptist Temple campus is alive with ministry, worship, learning, caregiving, food support, and community life. Those who partner with us, who share this campus's spaces and resources, are not just tenants or guests. They are part of a shared calling to love our neighborhoods and to serve this southeast side community with faithfulness and compassion. So now you will hear brief words from some of the congregations and organizations who consider the Baptist Temple campus a familiar and welcome home. These testimonies are a window into how God is working through everyday people right here in our neighborhood. So I invite you, I know that it's a picnic, but I'd invite you, if you do have a conversation or something, try and just remember what's happening here. We'll be very brief, but we want to tell you a bit about what is happening. To begin, I will read an encouraging message from the very newest of the 6 worshiping congregations on our campus, God's Will Ministry, led by Reverend Eddie Lee Strait. So please hear his words to us. He says, "My name is Reverend Eddie Lee Strait, and I'm honored to share a word with you on behalf of God's Will Ministry. Our ministry was established on January 5th, 2025. And from the very beginning, we have been rooted in prayer, service, and a desire to grow together as a family in Christ. I serve as senior pastor alongside my wife and co-pastor, Jennifer Renee Strait. Together we lead with a heart for the community and a commitment to the gospel. Our motto is simple but powerful. A people united in Christ, built on hope, healing, and transformation. We believe in helping individuals and families grow into the fullness of who Christ created them to be through the uncompromising Word of God. On behalf of God's Will Ministry, I want to extend heartfelt congratulations to Baptist Temple as you celebrate your 114th anniversary. May God continue to keep you, guide you, and bless you abundantly in the years ahead." I'm going to introduce, as we have other speakers coming up to share their sentiments. The next couple is coming with Jesse C. Fletcher Seminary. And we have Dr. Dan Stiver, who came from Fort Worth to share with us his thoughts. He is the president of Fletcher Seminary. And then Dr. Candace Brock, who we know very well because the Brocks were ministering on the Baptist Temple campus until they developed a space of their own, and so they have been growing and thriving, and we're so happy with that. She is assistant vice president to students and community engagement. So I'm going to hand over the mic to Dr. Stiver.
Greetings. It's great to be here, and it was wonderful to be able to share with everyone in worship this morning. The Fletcher Seminary, as you know, is housed at Baptist Temple, and I want to express our gratitude and appreciation to Baptist Temple for working with the Fletcher Seminary from the beginning and making it possible for us to have a physical location in San Antonio. I like to think of us as an extension of the ministry at Baptist Temple. This fall, to give you an idea, we began our 4th year of classes, and we've more than doubled our enrollment from a couple of years ago. We're based here in Texas, of course, in San Antonio, but since our classes at this point are all online, we have students, board members, teachers from all over the United States and quite a few from Africa. Virtually all of our students are engaged in ministry, and in that way, Baptist Temple contributes to ministry actually all around the world.
Our mission is to provide strong and sound biblical, theological, and practical ministry training, especially for those who might not otherwise be able to have it. In being online, we make ourselves accessible in practical ways and in offering a tremendous amount of scholarship, and we try to set aside finances as a barrier. In addition, we emphasize being inclusive, where all means all. On that, many minority students from various contexts, including several in church ministry, a social worker, a postal worker, a judge, and a medical doctor who said that a class she took with us was the best that she'd ever had. Thank you, Baptist Temple, for your participation in the gospel and in its educational ministry. Thank you.
All right. Next is from Empower House. And reading for Empower House is our own Deborah Thomas. And I'm going to encourage all our readers to bring this thing up to almost too close to the mouth so you can hear. So, Deborah, please.
Good afternoon. I will be reading for Empower House. They form a community collaboration with the community and Baptist Temple. Irene White is our community health worker for Empower House Community Health Program. Her message to us: Empower House offers a number of programs to support the community. These include community health workers who provide mobility, mentoring, and goal setting for community members, as well as advocacy services and support in navigating community resources. Empower Connects, our digital equity program, provides opportunities including access to the internet, devices, and digital skills workshops. Now, these workshops focus on exploring basic computer tools, workforce preparation, and financial fitness. Our reproductive health program, Empower Choice, offers reproductive health workshops for adults and youth seeking knowledge about healthy relationships, sexually transmitted infections, family planning, and contraception. We also offer mental health and doula services for pregnant individuals. Empower House provides parenting classes under our Empower Parents program, offering both the Triple P curriculum and the Black Parenting curriculum. Under Triple T, our educators raise awareness around family violence and empower parents with skills and strategies through seminars, discussion groups, and 8-week parenting class sessions. Through the Effective Black Parenting program, we serve as a United Way dual gen partner, offering classes to parents that are evidence-based and culturally relevant. Empower House also offers restorative justice and healing circles, providing safe spaces to work through difficult conversations. We provide mental health across all of our programs, and we offer youth development services as well. Empower House also broadcasts on 101.5 FM, uplifting and supporting community voices. We serve the community from 3 San Antonio locations. Their main office at 200 Donaldson Avenue, East Side office at Baptist Temple Church, 901 East Drexel Avenue, and at Lockwood Heart at 801 North Olive Street. You can also find them on Facebook, Instagram, and LinkedIn. Thank you.
You're welcome.
Thank you, Deborah. Next, Karen Newman, our pianist and our bookkeeper, very important person on campus, will be reading for Kimberly Contreras from Divine Women. Divine Women is located right next to the Baptist Temple campus in the Mission House, 925.
Good afternoon.
Good afternoon.
Divine Women is a forum community partner at Baptist Temple. Kimberly and Contreras is a peer specialist for Divine Women, and they are meeting at our mission house now at 925 East Drexel. At Divine Women, our mission is to empower women to lead lives of strength, purpose, and resilience. We provide a safe and supportive community where women can share their stories, find inspiration in shared experiences, and champion each other's growth. We believe that when women come together, incredible transformations occur. Our community offers workshops, support groups, new skill building, social gatherings, crafting, and volunteer opportunities. We meet on Tuesdays and Thursdays from 9 a.m. to 3 p.m. at 925 East Drexel.
Thank you, Karen. Now I'll invite Martha Simone from Respite Care to read about our Respite Care San Antonio program, which they are one of our newer organizations on campus, and they have classrooms right behind the chapel where they are serving children today. So, Martha, here you are.
Okay. Hello, can you hear me? Sound good? Okay. Alrighty. My name is Marta Semide. I'm the Director of Community and Respite Services at Respite Care of San Antonio. Our mission is to protect, love, and build trust, as well as nurture the growth of children we serve with special needs or complex medical conditions, all while strengthening the families that care for them. The reason we do this work is to minimize the chances of abuse and neglect within this population. Reports show that families that have children with special needs or complex medical conditions face higher levels of stress. So we are here to help lower those levels and provide respite to those families through our childcare. Our programs meet this need by providing respite services through community offerings that are free to our families with no financial requirements or restrictions, and they currently run Monday through Sunday. This is the start of helping minimizing abuse and neglect within the community. What makes our work unique is that we are one of the only agencies in the state of Texas that provides this type of respite to families. It is typically hard to find services that offer childcare with the training and techniques our teachers have. Teachers are skilled to work with children with special needs and have the patience and communication skills needed for the kids to be successful within our programs. Respite Care of San Antonio contributes to the community's broader vision through our prevention programs and providing compassionate support to the families we serve.
Thank you, Martha. Also from Respite Care is you'll see in the back is Jessica Contreras, and so she is. If you watch where she's landing, she's right there by the second pole. So if you give a wave, she's the COO. This morning in our worship service, we also had the CEO, which is Rebecca, and so I invite you to meet these ladies. Respite Care is a very special program, and along with all of our programs, but I want to make sure you all know. So next, we have Healthy Neighbors. Healthy Neighbors is Healthy Neighbors is a wonderful program that I want you to hear about. Nora Vargas, we used to know her by a different name, but she's gotten married since we've known her. So, and her esposa is right back there. So she has helped us all the way back from when we started doing the playground, but Metro Help is not housed on Baptist Temple's campus, but they are always on Baptist Temple's campus. So, Nora, will you please share with us?
Okay, good afternoon, everyone. Thank y'all so much for giving me a little bit of your time today. My name is Nora Vargas, and I have been serving the Highland Park community, including Baptist Temple, for the past 12 years. Our program works on bringing ABCD to a neighborhood, which stands for Asset-Based Community Development. For those of you all that have not heard about it, it's a model developed by John McKnight and Jody Kretzman, and it's built on 3 beliefs. The beliefs are that everyone has gifts, everyone has something to contribute, and everyone cares about something, and that caring is what motivates them to action. People often ask me, what do you mean by assets? And when you say the word assets, you're thinking money, right? Well, by definition, an asset is a person, place, or thing of value. In ABCD organizing, I'm always looking for 5 main types of assets in any community, and I see a lot of assets here today. The first asset that I look for when I come into a neighborhood is individuals. The people themselves, their talents, their skills, their lived experiences, which is one of my favorite things to ask about. The second is associations, groups of people who come together around service, faith, identity, interest, or purpose. Neighborhood associations and church groups, just like this one, are great examples. These are often people who have a genuine passion for giving back. The third is institutions, people who are paid to do a job in the community. Most of the time, they're considered professionals, and they're important partners because we need everyone contributing to this model. Fourth are physical assets, the land, the parks, the streets, the building. The very place where we're sitting at today is considered an asset. And then finally, the most important asset is the connections, because without connections, the other 4 categories don't activate change. Relationships are what make community work possible. When I began working in Highland Park, one of the very first assets I found was Baptist Temple. At that time, I met Reverend Jorge Sayas-Bazan, and he had been serving for the past 10 years. He and the church worked hard to make their space useful for the neighborhood, and he welcomed us with open arms. One of our first collaborations was in the community garden, the teaching garden, where we helped residents use what they already have, like a backyard or plenty of sunshine to grow their own food. There's a lot of empowerment and freedom in being able to feed yourself and your family from your own space. And our goal is to teach neighbors practical backyard gardening techniques. The second one was another collaboration, which was the second one, was a community project. It was about harvesting fruits from the neighborhood. That idea began from the church, and we teamed up with them through Metro Health and the rest of our CHW team. That has allowed us to add resources that many residents didn't even know were available. That's the power of connection, bringing together assets that already exist and making them work for the good of the neighborhood. One of the third collaborations, which is one of my favorites and the most special, was working on the Inclusive Playground Project. That's my favorite because it's personal. My son benefited from that playground, and all the kids that look like my son did as well. These are just 3 of the examples that I can share about our partnership with Baptist Temple. And that's what true asset development looks like. Neighbors, churches, city programs, and community partners bringing their assets together. The partnership between Healthy Neighborhoods and Metro Health, Baptist Temple, and the campus partners here is a living example of what happens when we connect what already exists for the good of the community. Thank you.
Thank you, Nora. Can you all hear okay? I want to make sure I'm hearing this. This building captures every word that's spoken out there, so I want to make sure you're hearing it. I'm going to invite, at this time, Daniel Arredondo, Vernon Leverett, and Kay Richardson up for a little panel discussion about something that's very dear to Baptist Temple, HP CAN, which is Highland Park Community Assistance Network. So I'd like to share with you through their words, because there are many of the people that are very active in what happens here on this campus every single week. Testing 1, 2. All right.
I have the mic.
So the way we're going to do this is I'm going to provide a few lead questions, and then we're going to let them talk about their ministry just real quick. And I promise it won't take too very long, especially if I get to the right page. All right, can you all hear okay? All right. So, Sunday life, we start out with worship. We have on campus, Baptist Temple Church, of course. We have Slope, which was at one time a BT mission, but now a partner there here in our church. They worship on Sunday morning in the chapel. Then Casa de Oración, a Spanish language, fully graded children's program church that meets around 1 o'clock or 1:30 on Sunday in the sanctuary. God's Will Ministry, you heard the testimony this morning. They're our newest congregation. And then New Direction Ministry, also another congregation that is on the church.
Family Deaf Church. Family.
Oh, she's right. I left out one of the most the first one that I thought of, and I thought I got it on here, and you all caught me on it, or Karen did. Family Deaf Church is also one of our longest partners here on campus. But Family Deaf Church, right now, by the way, has their Pastor Gris, their current pastor, is deaf. So they are one of the few congregations, a deaf congregation, that actually has a deaf pastor, which has changed things tremendously for them. So we also have basketball and organizations that are happening all week long, but on Sunday too. So we're going to start like Monday. So folks, Vernon, I'm going to talk to you first. Ceramics Ministry, can you please share what the expectation for a visitor coming to see, what will they see if they come to Ceramics Ministry? Now hold the mic really close to your mouth.
All right, I'm going to speak a little bit about the Ceramics Ministry just because I'm a participant in it. It's one of the longest, probably the longest operating ministry of Baptist Temple. And it's there on Monday all through the school year. So if somebody comes in, they get a chance to express themselves artistically and have some tactile skills that they can use. And it's been run by the White family for many, many years. So if somebody comes in, they're obviously welcome right away, can join in, and it's become its own community. It's a very tight-knit group. Have anywhere between 15 to 20 people most Mondays. And on holidays, they celebrate with a potluck and may have as many as 40 or 50 people there.
All right. Very good. So I'm going to move on to our garden. We have behind the thrift shop, behind the, unless there's anything else you want to say.
No, that's good.
All right. Okay. All right. The Learning Garden is located behind our CAN building, or the Bruneman building, which you'll see it in what used to be the backyard there. But that's our garden. So I'm going to direct this kind of at any of you all to talk about, describe the garden first.
Okay, in the garden space, we have quite a few raised beds. We have, right now it's kind of between seasons, but to give you an idea, this winter, before spring started, we have a greenhouse, and we had several hundred bedding plants growing, over 30 different varieties of plants. And some of those went into the garden themselves, some went home to people to plant their own gardens. So when people come to the community garden, they have an opportunity to get some space. If they don't have a garden space of their own, they can grow plants, flowers, vegetables in their designated space there. They get a chance to learn about basic gardening skills, what grows well together, what doesn't, timing, how to care for the plants.
So, how would someone participate in this?
They just come by and talk to us.
And what's the hope?
The hope is that they can learn to grow food on their own, find an enjoyable hobby, and share that skill with others.
Thank you. All right. Thank you, Kay and Daniel, for your contributions to that, too. I'm just kidding. All right. So, we're going to move on to the Client Choice Pantry. I'm going to keep this open to you all. If you have a comment, you grab that mic and you just throw it in real quick. But describe the pantry, first of all.
We restock our pantry twice a week. We bring thousands of pounds of fresh produce and fresh food. It's more like a bodega. You know, you come in there, Client Choice, you can go through our grocery store after you meet with one of our pastors or one of our deacons and form a relationship around the groceries and fresh food and vegetables that we bring every week. On Monday, I have, anywhere between 1,000 pounds or more of fresh produce, fresh fruit.
So where do you keep this fresh produce and stuff?
Where do I keep it? At my house. No, I'm just kidding. I keep it there. We have refrigerators and we have freezers and we have everything. But we give it away right away. It's fresh, so we put it in the refrigerator as soon as it gets here, and then we give it to the people who come. So you can always be sure that plenty of fresh fruits and vegetables, just basically everything you could find at a grocery store, you find in our bodega, if you will.
All right. And just so you all know, I cued that in because it was through Healthy Neighbors and Metro Health that we got the refrigerator. So thank you, Nora. Nora was a big help in that. All right. All right. So what will the client expect to experience from the very beginning to the end if they want to participate in our Client Choice Food Pantry?
Okay, when a client comes in, their main expectation is they're going to get some food, but they wind up getting a lot more than that. So it's by appointments. They come in, they make an appointment either in person or they call the office and set the appointment up. And when they show up, they talk to an intake person who goes over their personal situation, find out their needs, finds out if they're taking advantage of services, government services, or community services that they may be entitled to. And we send them, give them referrals to other resources if they need those. And then the last thing the intake person does is ask how they can pray for them. And I've never had anybody say, "Oh no, don't pray for me." They all covet those prayers. And after that point, they come into the, as Daniel calls it, the bodega, and they go shopping.
All right, which they get food, and then they get to take it home. What they shop for, right?
Yeah, they shop in the store, just like you go to HEB. They get the foods that they can use that they want to take home. It's not like a lot of food delivery places where they just hand you a box and you take what you get. They get the choice. That's why it's called Client Choice.
Now, just real quickly, tell us a little bit about the volunteers.
It takes generally 3 volunteers to run the food pantry every day, and we've got somebody doing intake, we've got somebody who helps them shop, we've got somebody that boxes them up, helps them out to their vehicle with it, and make sure that they've found everything they need.
All right. I'd like to talk next about the thrift shop, our clothing ministry. So I'd like to hear about volunteers because a big part is the volunteers, right?
Right, we have any number of volunteers on every given Tuesdays or Thursdays, even on Mondays and on Fridays. You know, different people in the community have to come out to help us haul the food, to load the food, to offload the food, and as well as stock it. And it's the same way with the store, because it takes a lot of people to sort and put away and wash and clean. I mean, literally thousands of pounds worth of different items, clothes, housewares, toiletries, all manner of things. Anything under the sun, we have in our thrift store. Nice clothes, really nice clothes, at whatever the people can pay. So we try to preserve the dignity of the community, giving them a place where they can come get quality clothes, quality household items, and quality friendship at whatever they can pay. And don't get me wrong, some people come in and they don't have any money to pay. And we are just as happy to see them as we are those who can't pay and those who can. So they can come in here and get what they need with a smile and friendship and be welcomed. And it's just a really good place to come and volunteer, to sort, to hang clothes, to sweep, to mop, to water the garden. I mean, we have a dozen or more sometimes on any given Tuesday, and any given Saturday, or any given Thursday. It just takes a community to run this place, and there is no shortage of interest and volunteers throughout our community.
I have another question, and this is for any of you all. So, atmosphere. I'd like to kind of understand what the atmosphere is like in the in the thrift shop, but I'm kind of interested in how it might be different from where we first opened up to what it is now. You understand the question?
Maybe.
Give me that.
Here was my answer to part of that question. When you walk into the thrift store, there's familiarity. There's volunteers who know the community, and there's community that know the volunteers. It's friendship, it's sharing, it's not just shopping, it's praying. They know they can ask us to pray for them. It is a relational place to be with the people that walk in there.
We make it a point to welcome everybody who walks in there, to smile at them, to welcome them in, to say hello. I make it a point to know their names. And remind yourself, we have a lot of transients that come in there. You know, they're dirty, they need help, they need friendship and hope, and we offer that. I mean, they can get clean clothes, and at Divine Women, they can take a shower and get cleaned up, and it's just a really good place for anybody. No matter where you are, no matter where your need is. It could be at the bottom, in the middle, or somewhere at the top. And we have something for everybody. So everyone is welcome there, and it's a really friendly atmosphere where people are welcome, and we're actually genuinely really glad to see everybody who walks into our store. It's a real opportunity to say hello and sow seeds of friendship with anyone and everyone in our community.
I'm going to throw in a little bit on that, because when I go in there, my thought is very much the old-time general store where people go in there for their community. They're talking and chatting it up. Oftentimes it's the same people. Often, you know, there's new people, but it's very much like your old small-town general store.
It's like a coffee shop.
Yes. So, all right, let's continue on. Our community meal, what's happening to prepare for our Tuesday night free community meal?
I tell you what, it's a network, it's a process. I mean, it really is. It takes a lot of people. It takes all week, picking up food, choosing the food, cooking the food, prepping the food, serving the food, and then clean up and doing everything after. It takes a dozen people or more. Just for that one meal, we feed sometimes 100 people. And everyone wants seconds. And guess what? They get it. You know, so sometimes it can be as many as 200 meals to 100 people. And everyone is welcome. We have all kinds of people walking in. Some single mothers or single fathers come in and bring their family in because, you know, they don't need to cook. We have a restaurant quality meal, a 4-course meal. We got the veggies and the meat, bread and the dessert and the drink. And, you know, it's just, we go through a lot of work to do this. And I've got plenty of people. I started with just me, Kay, and Kathy. Where's Kathy? Kathy, where you at? Oh, and Kathy. And you know, just a lot of people that make this happen. And if you've never been there to our community meal, I invite you to come, because it is a lot of fun. It's quite the event. So if you can, come on down and see us.
All right, so pass the mic to Kay. So I noticed that Daniel is one of the ones, matter of fact, Kay and Kathy and Daniel, there's a team that does the cooking for Baptist Temple for all of these ministries. I noticed today, Daniel has a little bandage on his little finger, and part of that tip is missing there. If you all find Daniel's fingertip, you get a prize. So just so you know. Kay, anything else you'd like to add on the guest experience or what on community, what you notice in that community meal?
You just need to know everything we do, but this community meal has become such a big part to some of us. We are not there just to serve food. We want to hear from them. We sit and ask them what their story is. We pray for them. We check on them. I have phone numbers of some of these people that we check on. We want them to know the grace of God. And they know that. And we share scripture with them and different things in prayer. I just wanted to add, I don't know if this is appropriate place, but God, within the past year, God is working through Baptist Temple in a very different way, I believe, and I've been there for a lot of these years. He's bringing people from the community. I don't know if the family's still here. We had a family that came from our Tuesday night meal and were all baptized a few weeks ago, part of our church. We have another family who's sitting up here in front, who is serving big time, who've come because of that community meal in our thrift store. Another guy, and I don't think he's here today, same thing. So we have people coming from either thrift store, and then thrift store sends them to the Tuesday meal, who are becoming a part of our church. Slow process, it's been a very slow process, but I really believe through God's love, that is a big part of Baptist Temple's future.
On that note, Kay, I'd like you to read what I just gave you. This is, go ahead and explain it and read.
Aren't you going to ask the question? I'll stand for this one. The question is, what does the community mean to you? And this is a couple, a family that's in our church. They're right up here. Sean was serving food a while ago. Sean and Nancy Murphy.
They're right here in the front.
And when they were asked that question, this is the answer. The community meal provides a leg up to the struggling, a way to get to the next payday for people who would otherwise go hungry. It's also an opportunity to serve the community and make an impact on our neighbors. The church has provided me and my family with a Christmas in 2024. Pastor Dan has given me inspiration and help and has been there when I needed him. The work done at Baptist Temple is an invaluable resource to the community around us, giving spiritual mentoring to those in need, offering a chance to give back, and providing a church to worship in.
All right. I'm going to ask Daniel, this is another one I'm going to ask Daniel to read.
Another testimony from the Estrada family. Answering the question, what does a community meal mean to you? At first, before I ever came, I was really nervous. I thought it was going to be full of people with bad attitudes, maybe rude people. But when I finally showed up, it turned out to be the opposite. The people here are really nice. Honestly, the one that's the head of it, Mr. Daniel, which is me, Mr. Daniel, is really, really cool. The impact it's had on me is this. Now I can go around and tell other people about it, and try to bring more people in, even if it's just to get a free meal on Tuesdays. My thoughts about it, his thoughts, George Estrada. It's really, really, really good. I love it. I love it so much that me and my family decided to get baptized here. We came to church every Sunday now, and we try to make it every Tuesday too. And that's my story. My hope is just to get as many people to come here as possible and to fill up the church on Sundays. That's the Estrada family. That's a testimony for the Estrada family.
So I wanted them to read that because these two are part of what's connecting with our people. So I think it's appropriate for them to read the thoughts of the folks that are being impacted, and for you all to hear the thoughts of our folks. They're part of our family now. So thank you to Nora and Sean and to Mr. George. Thank you all for your sentiments. No, sorry, I got Metro Health in there. Nancy. I'm absolutely the worst at swapping names out. So sorry. All right. On that note, anything else we'd like to add? I think that is a good overview. But you know, HB CAN is part of the ministry, the Highland Park Community Assistance Network. that extends into our sports and athletics. Additionally, from this is we have our Early Learning Center, Baptist Temple Early Learning Center. This year marks the 55th year Baptist Temple Early Learning Center has been operating at Baptist Temple Church. So we're celebrating our 114th year. They're celebrating their 55th year. Pretty soon they're going to pass that 50% mark. It's pretty awesome. So I would like to read a couple of sentiments that were given by some of our parents for the Early Learning Center. And just as a note, so you understand the need for the Early Learning Center. One of the reasons that we have these ministries is because of the great need that surrounds our community. So one of the needs is that a lot of our parents, they are working parents. For some of our folks, if you come to the community meal, he said they will get seconds. It's not that they get seconds, it's that they get seconds and thirds and they pack up for going home. This food is important to them. Where we hear things like, you can get food anywhere, for them, this is highly important. But for our children, it's the same thing. Every child that comes to Baptist Temple Early Learning Center gets a free hot breakfast, hot lunch, and a snack. That's everybody. Whether they had the money to pay or whether they're coming in subsidized and they don't have the money to pay, all are treated exactly the same. So, and then also, aside from food safety, knowing that our children are eating and being healthy and growing with a nurturing full diet, they get faith-based. I get to go into the classrooms every week and sing with our kids and talk to them. We talked about Daniel in the lion's den this past week. And so we get to share the faith, and it's on a level, we're talking children from 4 weeks old through 12 years, all the way through until they get their 13th birthday. Also, what's happening now besides our 55th anniversary is that we have also gone through the process of achieving a 4-star rating with Texas Rising Star, which is no small feat. Part of that is providing the training to our teachers that's above and beyond as we explore best practices and how to best reach children and to serve children in our community. And then we also get a chance as Baptist Temple to pour into not only the teachers and the staff that are serving Baptist Temple as the teachers of the Early Learning Center. We get to pour into the children and the parents as well when we have an event like the Christmas program where Baptist Temple hosts that. We help them to provide a worship service where they get to see what worship's like with their children leading, and as well as other events like chapel. So let me read to you a couple of words. One is a parent toast testimony from Brianne Usen. She says, "So I picked Baptist Temple because I went here when I was a baby. So did my family. Miss Pat was a teacher when I was little." Now, Miss Pat, are you here today? She was. She was going to make it, so I don't know. She may be out of ear range. But I had a son, and he needed social interaction. He needed speech and a family-knit community. And so that's why we picked Baptist Temple Early Learning Center. And he's thriving. We've been here for 2 years, and he really loves it here. Another testimony from one of our parents is from Dorothy Borjas. You may remember Dorothy Borjas. She was in our youth. She says, "My name is Dorothy Borjas, and the reason we chose Baptist Temple Learning Center is because, one, they provide quality education for our youngers, like Bella, as well as they have structure and consistency for what children at her age, 2 years old, need. As well as we have a playground that our kids can play, which they need to breathe and play around. And also, I was struggling to find a learning center that fits her needs, meaning that she felt comfortable as well as someone that is at her level. And we found it here at Baptist Temple Learning Center. And I was also a youth here at the church as well, which I remember she was in our youth group. We took her to camps as well, which is a wonderful full circle. So I think that we've covered it well. So I want to finish this off with a couple of words. Please look way back in the very back. Do you see that long stretch of white papers that are back there? That's a display that shows all of these ministries, many of these ministries that are here on campus, and you can go and explore them and look at them as well. There's a TV that back there that's showing it cycling through. It may not be now, I don't see a picture on it, but it will. It's showing pictures that are there, as well as our ceramics ministry. So, and then we've got some prizes that are, not prizes, they are auction items over here. Please explore around, take a look, and then here's Pastor George to close us up.
Don't explore around yet.
Real close to your mouth. Yeah.
Okay. Wow. A lot of information. My head is spinning. So many things happening, so much going on. And you know, the reason it's going on, of course, is the foundation. As I said earlier this morning, we have built a foundation on here in the past, that a legacy that continues. The way this is happening is because of partnerships. Partners like you. I realized when I got there, if we can get the ministry to take care of itself, the church would survive and thrive and even take care of the buildings. So within that campus, we have all of these people that share in our ministry. And I want you to, what I would like you to do today is consider whether you would continue to help support us financially, because our church is small. And so we need help from past members, from friends. A lot of you are doing that already. If you look in the back, as you go around and see all this stuff, we have a couple of those little things that you take pictures of, and it takes you to the website. It takes you to a website where you can subscribe to our newsletter, go to our website, or make a financial donation. However God is laying it on your heart, and that's the last word.
The thing he was talking about, the QR codes, and I don't see it. It was in a booth back here to my left, and I'm going to go there now. If you want to use a QR code, I'll make sure it's up so that it's there for you. Okay, there are games back there if you want to stay and hang. The silent auction will close in about 15 minutes.
You don't want to miss it.
Blessings, thank you.